Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today for the Accounts Payable Network's Virtual Visitors Day. I'm Don Segal, Senior Account Manager here at the AP Network, otherwise known as TAPN, and it's my pleasure to be here with you today. Over the last decade, AP's changed a great deal, and for most of us, it isn't the same as it was even 5 years ago. So it's important to keep up with everything, and that's what being a member of TAPN will help you do. Today's tour is going to show you how thousands of AP network members from large companies to small nonprofits have found resources to help them boost their careers by saving time, reducing costs, and increasing productivity with quick, clear answers and solutions to complex problems for every AP function. I'm going to begin the presentation by giving you a brief overview of all of the sections available on the site. The left margin of TAPN's home page houses several suites. The first suite on the upper left is the AP Research box. There are hundreds of strategic best practice articles and benchmarking information. The last section down is the AP Compliance suite, where we cover all tax and compliance issues. 1099s, escheatment, sales and use tax, Canadian tax issues, VAT, OFAC and SDNs, and Sarbanes-Oxley. Next down is our AP Tool Suite, where we have hundreds of downloadable tools and calculators. We offer certification at the manager, AP manager, and AP specialist levels, and we also have a 1099 certification program. Now, these are separate from our membership. If you decide you would like additional information on that, please contact me after the webinar and I can provide more info. The next area down is the community box, where there are network forums that our members can engage in and network with other members here. Finally, we have our Ask the Experts feature, which I'll be talking about in a few minutes. Now I'm going to scroll back up to the top here, and we're going to begin at the top and work our way down together. First of all, as I mentioned earlier, we have hundreds of strategic best practice articles in our research area. For example, if you're looking to clean or manage your vendor master file, beginning with the third article down, we have great articles to help you here. Bring your vendor master file under control. 2 below that, managing your vendor file. There's an outstanding vendor naming convention article to help you standardize how you're naming everything and avoid duplicates. We have cleaning your vendor file. If you use P-cards, how P-cards aid vendor reduction. Articles on security and system issues in vendor management, and much more. If you're looking to streamline or get the most out of your P-card program, TAPN can help you there too. Beginning at the top, 20 proven P-card practices. Further down, keep card programs aligned with goals is a great article. Clearing common P-card hurdles. How P-cards turn AP into a profit center. How to tighten control of your P-card program, and many others here to help you. If you're looking to go paperless or improve AP technology in any way, we have a full technology suite with dozens of articles on all these topics: e-invoicing, imaging and workflow, T&D automation, ERP, IVR, IWR, and web invoicing. And there are many, many other topics here, as you can see, covering the gamut of all AP critical issues: processes, fraud, strategic management, payment issues, policies, etc. Now, in addition to all of this, TAPN memberships also provide free video training seminars on a wide variety of these critical issues. You can use TAPN's e-learning videos to get top-notch training for staff members from the convenience of your office or conference room, and you don't have the added trouble and expense of travel to be able to access outstanding training for your AP staff members. And as I scroll down, you see we cover great topics here. Under automation and productivity, many here to help you assess and buy AP technology, have an overview of AP automation. There are webinars on imaging and workflow, electronic invoicing, etc. Under Management and Operations, we have general AP best practice webinars, Streamline AP Operations, AP Best Practices, Managing Change, Succeeding in AP Today, T&D Expense Management, Powerful P-Card Productivity Practices further down, etc. Then we have a full area on risk, P-Card fraud, check fraud, risk of change or not changing in AP Today, minimizing risk in your vendor file, internal controls, etc. These are 60 to 90-minute downloadable pre-recorded video webinars. You have full access to come in here, download and stream and watch anytime as much as you want. You can have a lunch and learn every month and train your staff over time. Great benefit here as a member. Now, by far, one of the most sought-after areas of Tappan is the benchmarking section. Once a quarter, Tappan collects, aggregates, and posts data from AP benchmarking surveys conducted. As you'll notice by the titles, each survey is devoted to a specific area of AP. Areas like disbursements, information return filing practices, manual invoice processes, purchase order practices, the state of accounts payable, AP automation, T&E expense reimbursement, etc. Tappan metrics are granular and provide meaningful data for you to assess your department vis-a-vis others. I'm going to open up the first one, the state of accounts payable, just to give you a feel for what's here. We always start out with the report contents at the top there listed for you, and you can jump to any area. Then in this particular study, as in others, we give you the participants by company size, by number of employees, by industries represented below that. Summary study observations always gives you additional pointers in addition to the data that's been collected. And then in this particular study, it starts to break down what's represented here. Organization of AP by centralization, decentralization, and shared services, by the structure 5 years ago, by number of FTEs in AP, by oversight of accounts payable by different areas, by the collaboration between AP and purchasing. And as you see, it will become more and more granular. As I scroll down, it will show you more and more to compare yourselves to. In addition to all of this, we also offer an area that guides you internally in the benchmarking process. There's an overview section where we have a 4-part series on how to use metrics and benchmarking effectively in-house, even if you've never done it before. Further down, we have great webinars on best benchmarking practices and the road to better benchmarking. So we also have a section where you can get help doing this in-house, even if you've never done it. Moving on to the next section on our site, the AP Compliance Suite provides Tappan members with an incredible wealth of point-and-click tax answers, updates, time-saving tables, and more. The 1099 section is one of the most popular and helpful. For example, let's look at basics. Now, if you do deal with foreign vendors or entities, the first 7 articles help you with that. For example, Guide to Foreign Payments. Further down, the who, what, and why of W-8s. Correct withholding on foreign payments. Error-free payments to non-U.S. persons details Form 1042-S reporting requirements for non-U.S. persons. Then this area gets into the domestic 1099 articles, correcting 1099s, demystifying the form for legal settlements. Further down, we have payments that are reportable on W-2s. What and who are reportable is an excellent article helping you to designate what goes in each box on the form in addition to specialized information, including audit help. And at the very bottom, there's a good long 1099 miscellaneous filing basics article with subcategories. Now, as many of you know, no matter how long you've been doing 1099s, inevitably some gray area question is going to pop up where you're just not quite sure what the answer is. Well, Tappan has something called Ask the Experts, where you can get that help or any other help whatsoever you need. Here's the Ask the Experts box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the second line to view previous questions and answers. Here's the database of all the topics we've helped our members with. As you can see, it's everything under the sun. But as I scroll back up at the top here, you'll see 1099s was so huge we had to divide it up. And I'm going to click on the very first line, who and what are reportable, to show you all the gray areas that are a mile long here where people have needed help. And you can click on any topic and jump to the answer, but I'm going to just scroll below to show you that when we answer these, we link you to articles, codes, regulations, IRS publications, instructions, you name it. These are well-documented answers. We're like having an expert AP consultant at your disposal for anything you need whatsoever. As a member here, you have free access to go to this Ask the Experts box, click on the first line, submit your question. We email you privately. We post the answer anonymously here in our database as Q&A, and so that no one knows who's asking, but it's to be able to help our other members with the same subject matter. So it's a great feature. You can ask away as much as you want. Our members love it. In addition to what we have here on 1099s, as you can see, we cover all other areas as comprehensively as cheatment, sales and use tax, Canadian tax issues, VAT, Sarbanes-Oxley, and OFAC and SDNs. Unfortunately, today we don't have time to get into all of this, but of course we can do a personal demo for you where we can log you in and show you these other areas. The next important area here is our tools suite. In this area, we have over 300 downloadable accounting forms, checklists, policies, flowcharts, internal control items. Everything you need to run AP is here in Word or Excel, downloadable to your desktop, customizable, SOX and GAAP compliant. I'm just going to click into one little area, AP accounting forms and checklists. In this area alone, we have 5 pages in alphabetical order of statements, agreements, forms, letters, month and year-end checklists, vendor letters, request forms of all types. On this page, you can see there's an AP dashboard to help you measure KPIs. I'm going to go to the bottom here, and I'm going to click on page 4 just to show you what we have for your vendors, which is virtually everything here at the bottom. Letters, memos, guides. On page 5, we also have several different checklists for your vendors. Data entry checklist, naming rules checklist, vendor setup checklist, etc. So this one section alone is very rich and full of items that you certainly can use on a day-to-day basis. Another area that's very popular are our policies. Beginning with back order policy, we have pre-written policies here, SOX compliant, 2 pages in alphabetical order. I'm just going to click on one to give you a feel for what the setup is for these. Our disbursement, check disbursement policy. One moment. Okay. At the top of the screen here, there's a yellow box letting you know it's an example of a check disbursement policy. I can click on the edges, delete the box, insert my company name or logo. Below is a complete check disbursement and processing policy with a purpose, scope, principles, responsibilities for different areas. Now remember, this is customizable. You can change the titles. You can delete anyone who doesn't apply. A complete comprehensive practice statement. Of course, totally customizable. And at the bottom here, you're going to see forms and documents that are alluded to throughout the policy and are also available here on the network for you. Now, finally, our internal controls area is one of the most highly sought after. In particular, we have an internal control checklist. Now, the internal control checklist details everything you should be doing in AP based on SOX principles. And I'll take just a minute to download. Beginning on the upper left with incoming mail, we give you each control procedure or activity in AP, the objectives, the processes for that item. To the right, you can put the person responsible, check yes, no, not applicable, give the review date, and comments. As you scroll down, you'll see it covers everything. Next is new vendors, setup, and maintenance. Invoice processing, which is very long and comprehensive. Disbursement processing is next. Outgoing mail, system security, separation of duties, 1099s, sales and use tax. Now, if you don't handle sales and use tax, you can delete this section. You can customize this any way you want. Reconciliations, accrued expenses, etc., and on and on and on. What's great about this is not only is it a great checklist to keep all your ducks in a row, but if you're ever audited, this is precisely the type of information auditors look for, so it can greatly reduce the time of your audit and save your organization money. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of areas to cover here. 1099s, we offer RFPs, we even have human resource templates. There's a P card and T&E manual and template area. We have shared service forms and checklists. There's a disaster recovery area with a disaster recovery manual, even freight accounting forms and templates. As I said earlier, everything you need to run accounts payable is here. And frankly, if it isn't here and it's something that's apropos for our network and our members, guess what? We are going to get it for you, because that's exactly how this site grew, based on the needs of our members, developed over time for over a decade. And that brings us to our conclusion. I can honestly say that this is a wonderful organization to work for, and this could be a wonderful resource to help you improve productivity many times over and improve the bottom line. There's so much to see here on Tappan. I was only able to cover a small amount of what's on the site during today's demo. So if you have additional questions or if you'd like a personal demo, please call me. My direct number here is 678-500-9791. Again, 678-500-9791 if you have questions or if you'd like a personal tour, and I will be happy to put you in touch with an account manager. Or if you'd like to join Tappan online now, please go to www.tappan.com/join. Thank you so much for joining me today. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to having you as a member. Have a great day, everybody.